Hello, everybody. Today I have the pleasure to introduce Umberto Castiello, full professor at the Department of General Psychology at the University of Padova, and two members of his research group, Sara Avesani and Valentina Simonetti, two postdocs, a biotechnologist and a bioengineer, respectively. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Professor Castiello was awarded an ERC Advanced Grant last year for a rather interdisciplinary project, understanding intention in plants by analyzing their movements, a very interesting research topic. And speaking of movement, Professor Castiello, your academic journey has been quite dynamic. You started off in Italy at the University of Parma, and then you moved to France, in Lyon, then to the US, then again in Italy, Bologna, Melbourne, London, and eventually you ended up in Padova. Of course, you brought here your ERC Advanced Grant, which is one of the most prestigious grant one researcher can dream of. And how do you feel at this point of your career about carrying out this project at the University of Padova?
The choice to be at the University of Padova is because I feel that it provides an outstanding, multidisciplinary, and effervescent scientific context that, to me, certainly guarantees the quality and the feasibility of my project. The support in terms of infrastructures, and in these terms I mean the place where to establish my new laboratory, as well as the financial administration of the project, which, as you may know, is not an easy thing when considering an ERC grant, has been really stupendous. So I've been put in the best possible condition to carry out my research and to fulfill the ERC obligations.
And Sara, you are a biotechnologist, and what about you? How did you end up in Padova working with Professor Castiello, and what expertise do you bring to the research group?
I heard about the project of Professor Castiello during my PhD. Through the newsletter of Italian Chemical Society. At the time, I was working on analyzing the effect of volatile organic compound on grape wine and the effect of these molecules against a particular pathogen, the Plasmoptera viticola. I was using mass spectrometry instrument, and when I read the project of Professor Castiello, I learned that implies analysis of volatile organic compound on pea plant, and I was immediately curious, and for this reason I decided to apply. On the project there was a description of methodological technologies that now we are using, and the topic was very interesting because it's a blend of analytical chemistry, cognitive neuroscience, and psychology. And given that I'm curious and adventurous, so I decided to apply, and then now I am here. The skills that I bring in the lab are the skills that enable us to collect the signals that pea plant emitted in the form of volatile organic compound, and the interpretation of these signals.
Thank you very much. And what about you, Valentina? What drew you to your current position? What aspect did you find most attractive research-wise, of course?
Well, I think that somehow my answer is close to Sara's one, to Sara's points. I can say that I think that I found attractive mainly two things. First of all, the topic. I think that approaching the study of plants from the point of view of their cognition and behavior is I consider it extremely fascinating, and it is still a quite unexplored topic. So it opens to many new possibilities of investigation. The second aspect that I found really interesting and important for me was the technology. I really think that the laboratory developed here for this ERC project put together the most cutting edge technology in this field. Each element, each device was chosen to meet the most recent standards in plant studies. I think we can all say here that it is quite a unique place somehow. And so basically what I saw was that there is a research field that opens new possibility of investigation together with a robust supporting technology for this research. So when I chose to be involved in this project, I really thought, and I think I still do it, that this mix could bring together amazing and consistent new findings.
Professor Castiello, in addition to the expertise represented here by Sara and Valentina, your lab includes a philosopher exploring the concept of intention in plants, I think, and 3 psychologists, because your project is a very interdisciplinary one, an interplay between biology, cognitive sciences, physiology, and even philosophical issues. And so I would like to ask you, what was the key ingredient to your success in the ERCECO? Was this interdisciplinary approach, or rather the cutting-edge technology that they just mentioned?
So I think that my project has been funded for 2 main reasons. The first one is the very wide idea, because I think that looking into the issue of intentionality in plants with a solid theoretical rational and a rigorous scientific approach is quite unique. And as you said, the second main strength of my project is an unprecedented methodological approach, because it blends gold standard techniques from experimental psychology and cognitive neuroscience to study plant behavior with physiology techniques that enables the measurements of volatile compounds and other parameters. So this enables for the first time the simultaneous recording of all these aspects of plant physiology and behavior. So, and all this through how plants move, the way plants move. So, and to carry out this project so multidisciplinary, I needed people with different expertise. And in fact, what I'm coordinating is a multidisciplinary team that integrates expertise in experimental psychology, philosophy, artificial intelligence, plant physiology, and bioengineering. Indeed, the project is heavily multidisciplinary, and this aspect, I think, has been definitely a plus.
I have one more question for you, Professor. Do you also have some plans for communicating all these fascinating aspects in your project? And was it an important part of your ERCECO?
Sorry, do you mean to disseminate the results?
Yes, a public dissemination. Yes, exactly.
Yes, for example, we are organizing in these days a conference which brings to Padova the major experts in plant communications and in chemical terms. So people that really work on this aspect, and they are coming here to visit our lab, but also to bring their expertise. And the conference is multidisciplinary as well, because there will be philosophers, there will be psychologists, and there will be people from different fields. So this is one of the way I think is unique to disseminate what we are doing now. We cannot disseminate our findings because we have just started with acquiring data. And so I think the next step will be to organize workshops in which we will present our data. And of course, because of the novelty of this project, there will be a great interest from the newspapers and from TVs and so on. Therefore, we have had a ceremony in which we presented our lab, and we had also the opportunity to speak about the main issues we are tackling with our research and with our laboratory to the main public through newspapers and TV programs.
Very interesting. Sara is working with an ERC grantee for, with an ERC project. Is it any different from working with other supervisor or for other type of project? What do you learn from this experience?
Working on a ERC project, but in particular for the Rumors project, is very different from other experience that I have had. And from my point of view, working on Rumors projects gives me the opportunity to work on a frontier research project with a multidisciplinary approach. Here I'm working with colleagues coming from very different disciplines, and I think that this is an enrichment for us and for the project. I'm having the opportunity to look at the object of our study from a new point of view that initially I found unexpected. I was fascinated by the use of plant models applied for the study of the intentionality in the movement. And I believe that working on this project can have a really positive impact on my career, because I will enrich my scientific ground with methodological and theoretical novel ideas, and learning to manage the new technology present in the lab is giving me and us a big opportunity for futures in science and elsewhere.
Absolutely. And what about you, Valentina? What do you expect to get from this research experience?
Well, also in this case, I think that my answer will be strongly linked to what Sara said, and also to what Professor Castiello said about the environment and about the laboratory and the research itself. I think that now here we have a really powerful setup. Sorry, I stress the technological part, but I think it's part of my nature, I think. So we have this really powerful setup that can collect unique information with a unique power. I think that in these upcoming months, we will be able to collect data from different sources, as Professor Castiello said, and we will be able to build a big data set of synchronized data from many, many different sensors and sources, which is a unique configuration. So to properly answer your question, I expect from these upcoming months to have this big amount of high quality data that could enable powerful analysis with multivariate considerations. So, of course, I mean, as a person that really likes data modeling, statistics, when you deal with a big amount of data is where the fun starts, basically. So this will be a really amazing opportunity for me. And I expect that from this advanced analysis that we will be able to do, we will come up with a consistent answer to main question related to plant cognition, of course.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to see the results of this very interesting project.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Bye. Bye.